Hi everyone, this is Neel Raithatha, consultant audiologist and director of ClearWax. Thank you for joining me in my latest video using the WAXscope. And I'm recording this from Melbourne. I arrived in Melbourne today from Sydney and it's really cold outside. And I thought, why not upload this video to show you guys a very interesting case. Now, I'm not sure why there's a lag at the beginning of the video. I suspect it's something to do when I was transferring the video to my editing phone by AirDrop, but I think that kind of resolves a bit later. So I think this patient was age 6 or 7 and they attended, I think, a week before I left for Australia. And that partly explains why we're using the size 1 specular, and this is the new teardrop design. So the size 1 is a smaller specular, and it's more suitable for paediatric, so children's ears, and also adult patients with very narrow or stenotic or exostosis ears. And this patient has been suffering with the hearing, but also nocturnal otalgia, which means ear pain at night. And ear pain at night is a hallmark of acute otitis media, or indeed otitis media with effusion. So basically a middle ear infection. And this patient has also had a really bad recent cold and fever. And so as soon as they mentioned the pain, or the child's mother actually mentioned it, it was more nocturnal. During the day it wasn't as bad. I kind of, obviously there was a lot of wax, and that wax can cause otalgia, it can cause ear pain, but you would expect wax to cause pain more consistently, so not just predominantly at night time, although we have got certain circadian rhythms which can cause pain to be more apparent at night. But considering they had a recent cold and fever, and as I said, they've had advised that they've got this nocturnal otalgia, I did believe that they had a middle ear infection. So otitis media, because you can get subcategories like I kind of described earlier. But there was a hell of a lot of wax here as well, so I wasn't completely ruling that out. But in a moment, once I remove all the wax, which this last plug was really, really tricky, the patient, bless them, they weren't the most cooperative, so it was a bit tricky. This is where the WAXscope really, really helped, because you've got a specular to provide some support. I think it was at this stage or thereabouts that I wanted to use the forceps, and as soon as I held the forceps in my hand, the patient, the young child, wasn't having any of it. So that's why I didn't use the forceps, and also even using a hook or a pick in the situation might have been a more efficient way of removing it, but the child wasn't going to allow me to. Even with suction, it was really, really tricky. Now, that's not unusual. When children see long kind of pointed instruments and forceps, as you can imagine yourself, it can be a bit daunting. Suction is a bit noisy as well, so some children don't enjoy suction, but I think at this stage the patient wasn't, and because they did have a middle infection, the noise wasn't too much of an issue, so we're just persevering. And it's just getting this plug out now. So we've retrieved it from the medial part of the ear canal. I'm just trying to get this through the entrance, and it was tricky. Let's just see how narrow the ear is. Now, we're at the first bend, or even at the entrance, because you can see all these peripheral hairs. So I've just redrawn the specular somewhat, so we can get a good visual on this wax. So I'm just trying to lift it over a little step that's present at the entrance of the ear canal, but the plug was larger there, because we've retrieved this plug from deeper in the ear, where the ear canal was a bit more bulbous and protruding, and now we're bringing it through a narrow entrance. It can be tricky. If it's really soft wax, then we can manipulate it through, but this wax, it was quite a plug. It's very difficult to me get a suction grip, so just where I am with the suction tip here, you can see it's not an airtight seal because there's not much for me to grab onto. And the forceps might have been great here, because I could have pincered either side of this kind of flattening that's protruding out. So I'm just trying to go a bit higher up to get a better suction grip. I think the child was slightly moving at this stage. I'm just steadying the child. We can see some of the eardrum in the distance to the left and to the right. Okay, I'm just trying to glide it through. I think I inadvertently did push it back in. I'm just bringing it back to where we were a moment or so ago. And how am I going to tackle it? Am I going to go from lower down? I'm not sure where there's a bit more surface area. We shall see. Yeah, I'm trying to maneuver the suction tip lower, as you can see, because there's a broader base of wax there. But it's a weird consistency. So with this type of wax, although it's quite solid, it's mobile in the ears. So if you don't get a good suction grip, you can actually push it further in. So it's a really tricky one. So we'll hook here to the right, rotating it clockwise 90 degrees, getting behind would be great. It's a nice opening there. But we are going to continue with the suction for the reasons I kind of described earlier. So I'm just, again, going for a different angle. I'm just going to go a bit higher up now, and I'm positioning the suction tip a bit more horizontally just to see if I can get a better suction grip. So I'm not coming down from a higher angle as much. Now, I don't want to push the specular too far in because I might make contact with the wax and push it in. So just trying to stretch open the first bend enough. But again, I think I've just slightly pushed it further in. Now, although I've pushed it in, I've not pushed it back right up against the eardrum where this plug originally was. It's just a few millimeters, but I need to bring it back. And this is the frustrating bit because we're just at the entrance. And I did edit some of the bits in between, so the patient needed a break. I think it was their older brother that was there as well, just to help. My gut feeling is, if memory serves me right, I'm going to use more oil and then we eventually get it out. Or it's looking promising here. I think I've got it over that step. The key now is not to push it back in accidentally, but I think we're nearly there now. We should see. Yeah, there we are. And these sometimes are the most rewarding ones when it's been a challenge. Now you can see the eardrum, it's retracted. There's some vascularis there. It's a bit dull in appearance. There is some middle ear fusion visible. And this is their left side, so the impaction of wax wasn't as severe, but similarly they had a middle ear infection. So of course, written to the patient's GP, sent the copy of the letter to the patient. And we always do that, so as soon as the patient gets a copy of the letter, they can arrange an appointment themselves as opposed to waiting for the GP to contact them, because it can take several days for, obviously, letter in the post, medical secretary opening the letter, scanning it, forwarding on to a GP to review, and then going back to the medical secretary to arrange an appointment. So although we do send a copy to the GP, we also email a copy to the patient. If they don't have email, we sometimes try and get the letter done whilst they're there, and we can print them a copy. So either way, they've got a copy in their hand that they can present to the doctor. So fortunately, this came out a bit easier, although again, very narrow ear. So I'm just going to stretch open the ear a little bit more, just get the specular in a few millimeters further, just to stabilize the patient. And a specular does do that. It kind of, the side walls gently kind of makes contact with the side of the ear canal. And it helps to keep the patient a bit stable. And if they do move, it's not as exaggerated. With an endoscope, it'd be a bit more tricky. Of course, before the WAXscope, I would have used the endoscope and I would have managed, but the WAXscope just makes it a bit easier. So I'm just trying to wriggle this through the narrow entrance. You can see the surface is a bit flatter in a way, so, and just by using the oil I can get a slightly better suction grip. I think, again, if memory serves me correct, I think the patient didn't find it uncomfortable. They could feel the wax coming out here, and they did elicit the cough reflex a couple of times. So for anyone not listening to the audio, it might seem like a really poor procedure because it's, you know, a bit shaky, but this is what, you know, you have to deal with in clinic. Just going to give it a wriggle up and down. I don't think the patient was very stable just during those moments, but we're nearly there, I believe. I think we get 2 plugs out, if memory serves me correct. So at this stage, the wax is protruding out of the entrance of the ear, so be careful not to push the specular too deep in, because we might just push this wax further in. I'm just going to give it a little wriggle. So that's the first block. A bit of skin here. You can see the skin has entered the specular, so I'm just going to suction that away. There's a long tail of wax and dead skin there. But the ear keeps giving, so you got a lot more wax here. But it wasn't as, although it was tricky, the right side was definitely more of the complex ear to work on. I think they used some drops prior to coming in this ear, so the wax was a bit softer and a bit more malleable, so we can kind of squeeze it through. And with adult patients, I would prefer it to be a bit firmer like the right, because I could just use a hook straight away. On this side, I think it's dense enough, so a correct would have been quite nice, but sometimes if it's too soft, you're just dissecting through the wax. So again, you can see the eardrum's retracted, a bit of vascularis there, some evidence of middle ear infusion. So hopefully, I mean, they were hearing better post-procedure, but I still suspect they're going to be experiencing their nocturnal letargia. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Take care, keep well, speak soon. Bye.